incontinence, sickness. So what this is basically is, unfortunately some brothers and sisters, they suffer from this disease. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created in such a way that when we feel the urge to go to bathroom, to urinate for example, Allah has kept such a system that we are able to hold it for some time, right? Can hold it for an hour, 2 hours, that the muscles can hold it. We are like that, but unfortunately because of some sickness, the strength of that muscle loosens for some people, and because of that the urine for example might come out and they won't even know. So this is called incontinence, and this is a medical sickness, and there are many such hadith and many such fatwas from scholars about it, and I just wanted to go very quickly over it. And this just doesn't happen with urine. It can happen with, for example, passing of air from the back, or it can happen to sisters, istihada, the bleeding just comes out, it's outside their monthly cycle, this extra blood that comes out, it is istihada, it's called istihada. We're going to go over all those later on, issues related to women, but anything that happens because of which your wudu breaks, there are some special rulings regarding it. So by just looking at it, you can say if a brother, like if a urine leaks because of this medical problem, it breaks wudu, right? But these people have some special status, so they get some special concessions, and I want to go over it. So what happens to them is that for such sickness, they don't break their wudu. Their wudu is not broken because of that sickness, only for these kind of people. But however, the thing that they have to remember is that since they are getting this concession, an additional restriction is placed on them. Now what they have to do is they have to go to the bathroom and they have to clean themselves, and they make wudu and then they pray, okay? Even if the urine for example leaks while praying, it's okay, they can still pray, the prayer will be valid. But their wudu breaks by one thing. What is that? Once the prayer time ends, their wudu is broken. Even though urine was flowing all throughout the time, but once the time, for example, he prayed Asr prayer, Maghrib time came, he has to make wudu again. So he has to go to the bathroom, clean his private parts, change his clothes if required, and wear something that will restrict the flow of urine or for the urine falling all over the place. He has to control it somehow, and then he can pray with it. Okay. So this renewal of wudu is what this extra condition I was talking about. So wudu, the leaking of urine doesn't break his wudu, but he has to make wudu for every salah. And these kind of people, the restriction here is that because of this disability or this medical problem, they should not lead the prayer. They should not lead the prayer, okay? And going to the masjid, should they go to the masjid or not? It depends actually. If it's going to leak and it's going to spoil the masjid, then yes, they should not go. But if they cover themselves well, then they should come to the masjid. There was this famous scholar who had this problem. Anybody know who that scholar was? He had the problem of incontinence at the end of his life. Imam Malik, mashallah, very good. At the end of the day, he used to have halaqah in Masjid al-Nabawi, right? And then at the end of the time, he moved the halaqah to his home, and the people didn't know why he doesn't come to masjid. And later they realized after his death that he had this problem of incontinence, and he didn't want to, have this problem in the masjid of urine going all over the place. So may Allah cure the brothers and sisters who have this problem. Inshallah. Our religion has concessions for these people, and if you know somebody who has this problem, these brothers, instead of saying, oh, I don't have to pray, you can tell them, no, you still have to pray, but these are the conditions. Okay, this is important. Doubts. Many people don't know this. Some people have doubts. Okay, look at this first one. I am sure I made wudu but I am not sure if I broke my wudu. So do I have wudu or not? The answer is you do have wudu. The rule is, if you are not 100% sure that you broke your wudu, then you have wudu. You got to have 100% surety that yes, I broke my wudu, I can say 100%, then okay, you have to make your wudu. But if you're doubtful, or you're just like, I have 1% doubt, I don't remember if I passed air from my back or not, I'm still like 50-50 over it. So since you're not 100% sure, alhamdulillah, you can pray, you don't have to make wudu. This is the concession that Rasulullah ﷺ gave us. So even if you broke your wudu, but you forgot about it, and you think that you didn't break your wudu, then inshallah, you still have wudu. That's a special concession. Look at the second situation. I am sure I broke my wudu. I know I went to the bathroom, but I'm not sure if I made wudu after relieving myself. So you go to the bathroom and usually you make wudu, but now you don't know, oh, I went to the bathroom, alright, but I don't know if I made wudu or not. So do you have wudu in this case? No, you don't have wudu. So what's the principle that we have to learn? The scholars mention this principle. Certainty is not overruled by doubt. So whatever you're certain, that's what is going to matter. Doubts do not matter. So in the first case, what were you certain about? What were you sure about? You did wudu. So if you are sure about doing wudu, you have wudu. Okay? But in second situation, were you sure of doing wudu? No, you are doubtful. So your certainty is what in this case? Your certainty is that I'm sure I broke my wudu. So you did break your wudu, and that's the default ruling here. But since you're doubtful of making wudu, then your wudu is not valid anymore. So that's this basically applies to almost all the issues of fiqh. In usul al-fiqh, this is a common principle that they use. Anything you take, certainty is not overruled by doubt. If I take $1,000 from you, and I do not remember if I gave you back your money back or not. I tell you, I don't remember I gave you back or not. Does it mean that I gave him back? No, because what is certain? Certain is I took the money, but I'm doubtful I returned or not. So whatever you're certain, you're going by. You can't say, oh, I'm doubtful, so consider I gave you. You can't say that, right? So otherwise there's going to be a lot of fitna in the society.